What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're talking about the 1980 classic comedy film Airplane. Some people refer to this film as one of the funniest films ever made, but do I think the same, or does its release date worry me as to how aged the film has become? No worries though, this review will not be extemporaneous, so let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, extemporaneous, spoken or done without preparation, like basically every project I ever did in school. Airplane is a parody film focusing in on a plane that is in turmoil when the pilot and co-pilot both get sick and a passenger with light flight experience is asked to land the plane safely in their place. All the meanwhile, the passenger is trying desperately to win the woman of his dreams back after they've been having relationship problems. So the plot itself sounds oddly dramatic and serious, and it should. This film is largely based off of an older disaster film called 0 Hour. Airplane mostly got its plot and its characters from that single film. But the nice thing about Airplane is that I think it's known more than the film it's based on, mostly due to the hilarious content, because I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is a parody film that works. It works because it's not spoofing 100 different films, TV shows, and celebrities like current parodies such as Scary Movie or the like. This felt pretty self-contained because it was mostly making fun of ideas and the genre itself, while also making a bunch of puns and play on words like, "We got word from the hospital where your wife is." Hospital? What is it? It's a big building with a number of patients inside, but that's not important. Or the guy who has the drinking problem, except it's not alcoholism, it's a literal problem with drinking with proper eye-hand coordination, and he ends up pouring the drink all over himself. Stuff like that, where it doesn't have to have pop culture references to be funny. That's the type of humor this film has, and what actually makes it better is the fact that the jokes just keep coming. You have films with non-stop action all the time, but comedies are almost never non-stop humor. I can think of a few offhand that have been, but it's kind of been rare. Airplane is a non-stop humorous film, even when you think it'll slow down a bit, get a little bit more serious to further the plot. Nope. Right back to ridiculousness. That's what it is, though. Ridiculous, dumb humor. But it's the best kind of dumb humor because it's such a self-embracing film. It knows exactly what it is, and it is unapologetically stupid. And maybe it's just me, but I love it. Whenever I watch a new parody film, in the back of my mind, I hope that they finally get it right. They do something similar like what they did in this film. And unfortunately, they almost never do anymore. They usually want to reach for more jokes, and when they reach, they overdo it. In my opinion, you either have a sense of humor or you don't, and you just can't force it. Honestly, I could talk on and on about how much I enjoyed this film, but let's go ahead and break down my overall thoughts. As a general rule, I think this movie's good, but it's not perfect. Obviously, it's not super original, and some of the jokes have aged a little bit. Not by much, granted, but some things I just didn't understand as much as probably they understood in 1980. The characters aren't great independently, and there wasn't any real challenging approaches to things going on behind the scenes like visuals, cinematography, or editing. That's why, in layman's terms, half of the things got an okay score while the other got good. This isn't a movie that you watch for its technical marvels because there really isn't many of them. From a purely technical standpoint, the movie is fine, but safe. However, the film is definitely a movie for bias. It's a movie that is supposed to make you feel something and laugh and have a good time with, which has nothing to do with its technical aspects at all. That's why my bias score is 96%, averaging everything out to a final score of 82%, 82 out of 100 possible stars, granting Airplane with a letter grade of B-. You gotta give credit where credit is due, but you also can't ignore the fact that they had so much focus on the humor, which definitely does work, that there was literally no focus on technical aspects. Take that as you will. Guys, tell me your thoughts on this classic parody film in the comments down below. Do you think it still works for a modern audience, or do you prefer more modern parody films like disaster movies, scare movies, stuff like that? Let me know. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review, because there's more like it coming out. Hit the thumbs up button, because it always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon, because that I hope notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.